On Sports Central tonight, stage is set. Teams are gearing up with the 2026 FIFA World Cup, now ready to stage the quarterfinals, with the final 8 teams gearing up ahead of an action-packed 4 days. Youngsters battle. The Sri Lankan youngsters clinched the Youth One Day Series against the Indian youngsters following a stylish comeback chase in Hambantota. Need of a midfielder. Bruno Gomes has asked to leave Newcastle United, with Arsenal accelerating their interest in the Brazilian midfielder. And wildcard ramp. Britain's Arthur Fedde becomes only the 4th wildcard to reach the men's singles semi-finals at a Grand Slam as his dream Wimbledon run continues.
7-6, 6-0.
From Studio 24C, this is Sports Central. And now, here's Renut Varnasurya.
Hello and welcome to Sports Central on Other Derana News Channel, your go-to source to get all these sporting updates right here at home and also around the globe. Like always, we start off our action with the 2026 FIFA World Cup. Teams are gearing up with the 2026 FIFA World Cup, now ready to stage the quarterfinals, with the final 8 teams gearing up ahead of an action-packed 4 days ahead. Meanwhile, FIFA refereeing chief Peluki Colina defended the officiating in Argentina's 3-2 victory over Egypt in the World Cup's round of 16, dismissing allegations of bias and saying match officials operated with complete independence. FIFA Referees Committee Chairman Peluki Colina has defended the officiating in Egypt's World Cup defeat to Argentina, strongly rejecting claims that referees could be influenced by external pressure. In an interview published on FIFA's official website, Colina said criticism of referees was a part of football, but added that questioning the integrity of match officials had no place in the game. He said constructive discussions about decisions would always exist in football, but unfounded allegations should not be accepted. Colina further stated that nobody could question the integrity of FIFA World Cup match officials, insisting that FIFA refereeing could not be influenced by anyone, including FIFA President Gianni Infantino. His comments came after Egypt complained about several decisions following their defeat to Argentina, where they surrendered a 2-0 lead before losing to a stoppage time winner from Enzo Fernandez. Egypt coach Hossam Hassan had suggested after the match that there may have been pressure on the referee to keep Argentina in the tournament. The Egyptian Football Association also raised concerns over what it described as inconsistent and unfair decisions that had a direct impact on the match. One of Egypt's main complaints was the disallowed second-half goal by Mustafa Sikho, which they argue was ruled out for a non-existent foul in the build-up. However, Colina said VAR had correctly recommended overturning the goal after identifying a foul by Marwan Atiyah on Argentine defender Lisandro Martinez during the attacking possession phase. Egypt were also unhappy that a challenge on Mohamed Salah was not penalised shortly before Argentina launched the move that led to the winning goal. Colina defended that decision as well, saying both the referee and VAR had judged the contact between Salah and Julian Alvarez to be a normal football contact. He said stepping on an opponent's foot would be considered a foul, but added that if a defender touched the ball first and then made normal football contact, it should not be penalised. While admitting that certain refereeing decisions would always involve some level of subjectivity, Colina said FIFA was satisfied with the way VAR principles had been applied throughout the tournament. He also warned that baseless allegations against referees could lead to threats against match officials and their families. Meanwhile, France and Morocco are set to renew their World Cup rivalry when they meet in a high-stakes quarter-final clash in Boston. The match is a rematch of the 2022 World Cup semi-final where France ended Morocco's historic run in Qatar. However, this time Morocco entered the contest with a different identity. They are no longer seen as a surprise outsider but as a confident and dangerous side with genuine hopes of challenging for the title. France continued their preparations with captain Kylian Mbappe leading the squad through a training session. Didier Deschamps' side reached the quarterfinals after a hard-fought 1-0 win over Paraguay in the round of 16. Alongside Mbappe, France have one of the most threatening forward lines at the tournament, with Ousmane Dembele, Michael Olise and Bradley Barcola adding further pace and creativity in the attack. Midfielder Aurelien Tchouameni, who has been nursing a muscle injury, was also seen in training, though his availability for the quarterfinal remains unclear. Morocco, meanwhile, held their training session as they prepared for another major test on the World Cup stage. The North Africans eased through the group stage before knocking out the Netherlands and co-host nation Canada. Those results confirm Morocco's status as a serious title contender. After falling short against France in 2022, Morocco will now have the chance to turn past heartbreak into a statement victory. For France, the clash is another step in their push to defend their World Cup crown. For Morocco, it is an opportunity to prove that their rise in world football is no longer a surprise story, but a serious challenge for global glory. Heading into a short commercial break, more sporting action coming right after this. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Sports Central on Other Derana News Channel. We are moving to the updates coming in from the India Under-19 tour of Sri Lanka. The visiting India Under-19 team and the Sri Lanka Under-19 team took the field today at Hambantota with the three-match youth ODI series hanging in the balance, with both the outfits winning one game each. After an early scare in their chase, the Sri Lankan youngsters did not lose their momentum as they went on to score the target of 291 runs and clinch the game and the series in style. Batting first, the India Under-19 team scored a brilliant total of 290 runs, losing 8 wickets inside their 50 overs. The top scorer was VK Vinith, who scored a brilliant century, scoring 131 runs inside 136 balls, hitting 13 boundaries and 3 sixers. A brilliant support was given by Lakshya Raichandani, who scored 61 runs off 63 balls. He hit 7 boundaries. Those two innings were the key innings for India as there were no any other major contributions. Shavin Vinod scored 26 runs down the line. The Sri Lankan bowling attack was led by Setmika Seneviratne, who picked up 4 wickets for 41 runs bowling 10 overs. He maintained an economy rate of 4.1. Gimhan Mendis picked up 2 wickets for Sri Lanka Under-19 while Kavija Gamage contributed with a wicket. Then chasing a target of 291 runs inside 50 overs, Sri Lanka did fall in trouble as they lost 3 wickets for 52 runs. Key batters Dimantha Mahavithana, Rehan Piris and captain Vimat Dinsara all departed for low figures. However, number 3 batter Senuja Vakunagoda scored a brilliant half-century, scoring 67 runs off 59 balls. His innings included 10 boundaries and a 6. That contribution played a key role in Sri Lanka's victory at the end. But the anchoring innings came off the bat of Chamika Hinatigala, who scored a brilliant 84 runs off just 68 balls. Hinatigala scored 7 boundaries and 2 sixes. India thought they had the game when they started applying pressure in the beginning and also picking up regular wickets. But Sri Lanka's timely partnership made that the scoreboard was ticking all the time, and eventually they reached a target of 291 runs in the very last ball of the match. In bowling for India Under-19, Anmoljeet Singh picked up 4 wickets for 42 runs, while Shavin Vinod picked up 3 wickets for 41 runs. Mohit Ulva picked up 2 wickets for 66 runs. With this victory in the series finale, the Sri Lanka Under-19 team clinched the 3-match series 2-0 against the visiting India Under-19 team. The two teams will meet next in the first youth test, which will be played at the Galle International Cricket Stadium from the 13th of July to the 16th of July. Into Under-17 school cricket updates now, Mahanama College Colombo was able to clinch victory against Tissa Central College Kalutara in their respective Division 1 Under-17 encounter played today at the DS Senanaka College grounds in Colombo. The victory was the making of the Mahanama College bowlers, who dismantled their opponents for just 109 runs. Winning the toss and batting first, Tissa Central College Kalutara could only gather 109 runs, losing all of their wickets inside 40 overs. Their top score came from Ishan Pereira, who scored 28 runs off 40 balls. The other score came from Janit Ransiru down the line, who scored 20 runs off 49 balls. The bowling attack for Mahanama was well shared, with Yukita Dabare taking the spotlight, picking up 3 wickets for 15 runs bowling his 10 overs. He had an impressive economy rate of 1.5. Virya Paramita and Sanuka Gunasekara contributed with 2 wickets each. Binet Minsara and Tarun Munavira picked up a wicket each. Then chasing a relatively easy target of 110 runs, Mahanama College Colombo reached 112 runs, losing 4 wickets in 20.2 overs. The openers Tarun Munavira and Chenitha Moratuage were the top 2 scorers. Munavira scored a brilliant half-century, scoring 53 runs off 38 balls. His innings included 11 boundaries. Chenitha Moratuage scored 22 runs off 25 balls, playing a more composed innings. In bowling for Tissa Central College, Rinush Rashmika picked up 2 wickets, while Yashik Sassin and Saminjit De Silva picked up a wicket each. With that, Mahanama College recorded a convincing 6 wickets victory against Tissa Central College Kalutara. Sri Lanka's six-match netball exposure series against New Zealand's Lincoln University team came to an end today at the Sugathadasa Indoor Stadium. Although Sri Lanka managed to win only one game in the series, the tour provided the national squad with valuable international match exposure, and they gave another tight fighting today as they losing the game with just 1 point.
The series was organised by the Netball Federation of Sri Lanka as part of the national team's preparations for the 14th Asian Senior Netball Championship, which will be held in Hong Kong from the 6th of August. The sixth and final match between the two teams was worked off at the Sugathadasa Indoor Stadium today. The final encounter turned out to be a closely contested battle with Lincoln University edging past Sri Lanka by just 1 point. The visitors secured victory with the final score leading 60-59. With that result, the six-match practice series came to an end, with Sri Lanka managing to win only one match, while Lincoln University dominated the overall tour. The Asian Senior Netball Championship is scheduled to be held in Hong Kong from the 6th of August. The visiting Lincoln University players arrived in Sri Lanka following an invitation extended by the Netball Federation of Sri Lanka. According to reports, the New Zealand university authorities covered the team's international travel expenses, while the Ministry of Youth Affairs and Sports provided local hospitality and logistical support. The six-match practice series began on the 1st of July and was played across 4 venues around the island. The first 2 matches were held in Galle at the Dadala Indoor Stadium. The two teams then moved to Digana in Kandy, where 2 more games were played at the Digana Indoor Stadium. The 5th encounter of the series was played at the University of Kelaniya before the series finale took place today at the Sugathadasa Indoor Stadium. Following the conclusion of the match, the awards ceremony was also held under the patronage of Sri Lanka Netball Federation President Vajra Nettikumara.
Tehan Vijayamana continued his impressive run at the 111th Colombo Tennis Championship, adding another title to his name at the SLTA tennis courts in Green Park, Colombo. After winning the men's open singles title earlier, Tehan partnered with Bianca Acosta-Timpak to claim the mixed open doubles crown.
The 111th Colombo Tennis Championship continued at the SLTA tennis courts in Green Path, Colombo, with several key finals and semi-finals taking place. Tehan Vijayamana, who had earlier won the men's open singles title, secured his second title of the tournament in the mixed open doubles event. Partnering Bianca Acosta-Timpak, Tehan recorded a comfortable straight sets win in the final. The pair defeated Sanka Attukorala and Dinara De Silva by 2-0 with the score reading 6-2, 6-0. Meanwhile, the junior finals also produced strong performances in the under-16 category. In the girls' under-16 finals, Samira Fernando defeated Eliza Kahagala in straight sets. Samira won the match 7-5, 6-4 to secure the title. In the boys' under-16 final, Dehan Vikramasinghe came out on top against Damsat Pires. Dehan claimed victory by 2-0, winning 6-4, 6-1. The girls' under-18 semi-finals were also worked off, with Sahansa Damsilani and Akisha Silva booking their places in the final. Sahansa Damsilani defeated Gehansa Metnadi in straight sets, winning 6-4, 6-4. Akisha Silva also advanced with a 2-0 win over Gidmi Fernando with the score reading 6-1, 6-4. With these results, the championship continued to showcase both senior dominance and promising junior talent at one of Sri Lanka's oldest tennis tournaments.
Sri Lanka's deaf women's cricket team began their first ever 2020 cricket series against India at the De Soisa Stadium in Moratuwa yesterday. The 5-match T20 series marks as their first official T20 assignment for both the teams. The India deaf women's cricket team secured victory in the opening match of the series. The opening ceremony was held with the participation of Moratuwa Mayor Nishantha Pradeep Fernando as the chief guest. Asian Deaf Cricket Association President and Indian Deaf Cricket Association President Sumit Jain, Sri Lanka Deaf Cricket Association President Mohammad Naisar and several other officials were also present at the occasion. Sri Lanka batting first scored 76 runs for the loss of 7 wickets in their allotted 20 overs. Skipper Dirani Vikramasinghe top scored for Sri Lanka with 14 runs, while Akesha Prabodhani added 11 runs. For India, Nida Sabi Shaikh impressed with the ball, taking 2 wickets for 7 runs. Shandani Khan also claimed 2 wickets for 13 runs. In reply, India reached the target in 10.1 overs, scoring 79 runs for the loss of 2 wickets. Nida Sabi Shaikh remained unbeaten on 35 runs, while Reddy Jayoshna contributed with 22 runs. With her all-round performance, Nida Sabi Shaikh was named player of the match. The series marks an important milestone for Sri Lanka's deaf women's cricket team, providing them with valuable international exposure and a platform to further develop the sport. Heading into a short commercial break, more sporting action coming right after this. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Sports Central on Derana News Channel. We have some more updates coming in from the international football field. Bruno Guimaraes has asked to leave Newcastle, with Arsenal accelerating their interest in the midfielder. The Brazil international, who arrived from Lyon in 2022, has been a player of interest for the Premier League champions this summer. The Gunners had looked into approaches for either Guimaraes or his former teammate Sandro Tonali, who has now joined Tottenham for an initial €92.5 million as they look to bolster their midfield. During discussions aimed at checking the financial conditions of a deal for Guimaraes, it is understood a fee of around £60 million was initially intimated with the 20-year-old's representatives. Although Newcastle have had no direct contact from Arsenal, Mikel Arteta's side are now poised to make a fresh offer for Guimaraes, who missed a penalty for Brazil as they exited the World Cup in the last 16 to Norway on Sunday. As things stand, it is understood Arsenal only want one leading central midfielder, with Bournemouth's Alex Scott and Lilip Ayubuati also being considered. Newcastle do not want to lose Guimaraes, the team's captain and talisman, having already sold Italy international Tonali and Anthony Gordon in this transfer window. With Guimaraes turning 29 in November, the age of the Brazilian is likely to emerge as a key factor in how much Arsenal would be willing to pay. The arrival of a central midfielder will lead to the sale of a current player in the same position, with Denmark's Christian Nørgaard or someone for the club will listen for other offers. It could also bring into question Martin Subamendi's role as a regular starter in Arteta's starting 11 next season. France star Antoine Griezmann enjoyed a superb start to his career in the United States after scoring on his Orlando City debut. The former Atletico Madrid forward put on a sparkling performance in a pre-season friendly and remains enthusiastic about the prospect of facing Lionel Messi in Major League Soccer.
The veteran forward marked his new era in the United States with a stunning performance as Orlando thrashed the Tampa Bay Rowdies 6-0 in a friendly match at the Enter & Co Stadium. The 35-year-old, who joined the club late in June, was trusted to start by interim head coach Martin Perelman. Before the game, Orlando City officially introduced the forward, with the club prepared to return from the World Cup break. Griezmann signed with Orlando City in March after spending most of his career in Atletico Madrid. The 35-year-old has played 17 years in Spain's La Liga, scoring more than 200 goals. He was also a part of France's 2018 World Cup Championship. Orlando City general manager Ricardo Moreira said Griezmann's presence can help the club on and off the field. Griezmann said that he had fulfilled a lifelong ambition by joining Major League Soccer club Orlando City, with the former France forward excited to live in the United States. The World Cup winner added that he hoped this experience could help Orlando compete for trophies, while jokingly wishing Lionel Messi would only win the World Cup Golden Boot and Kylian Mbappe the World Cup trophy.
I think that will be amazing for me. I'm waiting this moment a lot of time, and yeah, I hope I can score one goal and do some celebration with my teammates and the fans. Mbappé o Messi, bueno, que gane Messi la bota de oro y Mbappé el mundial.
Welcome to Orlando. We are thrilled to have you. We do want to remind you all before you go that our next home match at Enter & Co Stadium is on July 25th against Nashville. A round of applause. Grande. Thank you. Geniale.
Britain's Arthur Ferry became only the fourth wildcard to reach a men's singles semi-finals at a Grand Slam, as his dream Wimbledon run continued with a 6-4, 7-6 and 6-love drubbing of Italian 9-seed Flavio Cobolli. He will now meet French Open champion Alexander Zverev in the semi-final.
French Open runner-up Cobolli was the highest-ranked player the 23-year-old Ferry has faced during the tournament, but on a sweltering centre court, he produced another fearless performance to outclass his opponent. Ferry is the first wildcard to reach the men's singles semi-finals at Wimbledon since Goran Ivanisevic memorably won the title in 2001, and his bid to emulate the big serving Croat will continue against second seed Alexander Zverev. Taylor Fritz, meanwhile, said he was blindsided and briefly in a state of panic when a chronic right knee problem flared up early in his straight sets Wimbledon quarter-final defeat by second seed Alexander Zverev on Wednesday. Fritz arrived for the Court 1 encounter having beaten his German opponent in their previous 7 clashes, but was hampered by tendinitis and needed treatment at the start of the second set before going down 6-4, 6-4, 6-2. The injury was a jolt for Fritz, who opted to rest for much of the clay season and arrived at the All-England club with his confidence in his body renewed after reaching the finals of Stuttgart and Halle.
It's in the back of your mind that you haven't beaten an opponent for more than 2 years. He's beaten you a lot of times in a row, so that is always something that you have in your mind. But today I knew that I have to play a flawless match. I have to play an almost perfect match to have a chance. And
Star fly half Finn Russell is fit to start for Scotland against South Africa in the second round of the Nations Championship. The 33-year-old replaces Tom Jordan at the Loftus Versfeld Stadium in Pretoria after missing last weekend's 47-38 win in Argentina with a calf problem. There are 2 further changes as Titan props Sander Ferguson and Log Gregor Brown are promoted to the starting 15 after coming off the bench in Cordoba, taking over from injured Elliot Miller-Mills and Johnny Gray. Will Hurd, Josh Bayliss, Magnus Bradbury and Stafford McDowell are added to the bench, with winger Darcy Graham among those dropping out of what is Scotland's first visit to South Africa since 2014. The replacements also include hooker Gregor Hiddleston, who made a try-scoring debut against Argentina and propped Rory Sutherland in line to earn his 50th cap. South Africa opened with a thumping 45-21 victory over England in Johannesburg. The world champions have made 10 changes, with Siya Kolisi, Eben Etzbeth, Cheslin Kolbe and Sacha Finberg Mogsolu rested. Scotland have never won in South Africa, with head coach Gregor Townsend referring to the game at altitude as the ultimate challenge. Formula 1 is set to increase the number of sprint weekends from the 2027 season, with the full calendar expected to be announced soon. Formula 1 President Stefano Domenicali has said the sprint format has grown in value since its introduction, helping boost both circuit attendance and global television audiences.
Formula 1 is preparing to expand the number of sprint weekends for the 2027 season. F1 President Stefano Domenicali has said the sport is in the process of announcing a bigger number of sprint events, with the full calendar for next year expected to be revealed very soon. The sprint format recently marked its 5-year anniversary at the British Grand Prix. This season, 6 Grand Prix are being held under the sprint weekend format, which includes a separate qualifying session on Friday, followed by the 100-kilometer sprint race on Saturday, before qualifying and the main Grand Prix. The format was expanded to 6 sprint weekends per season from 2023 and has since helped improve track attendance figures as well as global television audiences. Speaking to media at Silverstone, Domenicali said that although there was skepticism when the format was first introduced, Formula 1 had a duty to be brave and think differently. He added that expanding the sprint format was the direction the sport wanted to take, with more details to be confirmed when the 2027 calendar is announced. Meanwhile, Formula 1 has already confirmed that the Portuguese Grand Prix and Turkish Grand Prix will return in 2027. The Dutch Grand Prix is set to drop off the calendar after this year, while Barcelona will move into a rotation system with Belgium and is expected to return in 2028. Formula 1's summer run will continue with the Belgian Grand Prix at the iconic Spa-Francorchamps circuit from the 17th to the 19th of July.
With that, we come to the end of today's edition on Derana Sports Central. We will see you again tomorrow with more sporting highlights around the globe. Senishida Sanayaka will join you next on World News Tonight. With that, I'm wishing you a very good night.